Hello guys. Actually, it is very late in Ukraine, almost midnight, but it is not late when I want to tell you some good news. And it seems like Kerch Shipbuilding plant is on fire. My name is Anna and I vlog daily from Ukraine since the start of the brutal Russian invasion. So if you support my country, you want to receive the updates from Ukraine, please subscribe and join our informational army. And my long-time subscribers, check your subscription, hit notification button and be aware, trolls are everywhere, but we are strong. And actually all the day we were observing the news from Crimea, that Crimea was in smoke. Of course, invaders were pretending they use smoke screens to protect some important military objects, but now all the internet is full of explosions in Kerch Shipbuilding plant. And this is a victory for Ukrainian counter-offensive. Many of you remember how hard our soldiers were working on the destruction of Crimean air defense, and now they are vulnerable. Subscribe if you like Ukrainian Armed Forces and the way they clean Ukrainian territory from Russian invaders. Kerch Shipbuilding plant, it's so difficult to pronounce shipbuilding plant, is one of the largest in Europe. It was under Russian control after the annexation of Crimea 2014. One more reminder how important it is to return all Ukrainian territories to Ukrainian people. So since 2020, Russian troops were actively using it for the development, reconstruction, repairment of their ships. So by destroying it, we actually kill two birds with one stone. According to the preliminary information from the Ukrainian Armed Forces, using aviation, they were able to destroy a big warship. Something like Moskva, if you remember, Russian warship, go yourself. You can guess the phrase. If you can and you're not yet subscribed, remember to do so. So this ship could carry Kalibr missiles. You all know what evil these Kalibr missiles are, as they destroy Ukrainian civilian infrastructure and kill many of innocent people. So actually, very often in the news, we have this update. This is an awful military weather forecast when lots of calibers are targeted on Ukraine. So be careful if you hear air raid today, hide, react, and so on. So anytime we hear something is destroyed that was capable of killing Ukrainians, of course, we celebrate. And this update is very important. So please forgive if it's a little bit late and I was supposed to be in my pajamas, but I'm back in my hoodie and telling you the good news. Because for a long period of time, there were lots of negative news and many different people. So let me sum it all up and why it is important. Today, there were lots of air raids in Crimea and close to Russian military bases. There was smoke. They pretended these are smoke screens, but very likely these were targeted Ukrainian attacks. And the result of one of such attacks, we were able to destroy Kerch shipbuilding plant and a ship that is capable of carrying Kalibr missiles, very bad missiles that are responsible for the deaths of, okay, I'm saying it wrong, not the missiles are responsible for the deaths, but those people who target these missiles on Ukrainian schools, hospitals, and so on. And that is one more reminder. It is not just the war of Putin. It is the war of millions of Russians. I know it sounds terrifying in the world where we look for good people, but this is also the reality. And we can only win this war when we accept the reality that many people inside Russia like it, support it, and are ready to sacrifice their lives, their salaries, their trips, and so on. Because if they were different, believe me, it's just a couple of criminals ruling them, really frightened criminals, and the world would definitely support any freedom, democratic movement in Russia, but that's impossible. At least 300 years of recent history prove that. But by conducting our counteroffensive very wisely, Ukrainians destroy Russian logistics and also target their air defense systems. You remember, I have a lot of videos where I speak about different complexes of air defense that were destroyed in Crimea, and their troops were saying, oh, we are a bit vulnerable. And now we see how vulnerable they are, because we see a lot of smoke and fire near Kerch shipbuilding plant. So hopefully one more Russian warship went itself, you can continue the phrase. Anyway, thank you so much for your support, buying me coffees, becoming my patrons. Remember to check your subscription. Get ready that sometimes comments are erased, but I'm sure we will overcome this difficulty too. Join my Instagram, I'm active there, Threads and Twitter. We have a beautiful merch shop and the link is below this video. But most importantly, think about Ukraine, and united we stand. Slava Ukraini!